Hello everybody and welcome to today's video. I'm really excited actually because I feel like this is something that's really important and that not many people know like where to begin or how to start. So I'm actually going to sit down and talk about all of my favorite makeup brushes. That being said, I pretty much only buy my makeup brushes from the brand Morphe. I recently got into this brand probably about a year and a half ago, I would say. I didn't even know about them before that. And I used to just buy my makeup brushes like at Ulta, and I only owned like 4 makeup brushes because brushes at Ulta cost like $20, $30 a brush, which is absolutely ridiculous. So I never wanted to spend money on brushes, or I just used like eyeshadow brushes that like came with palettes, which are never really that good, and all of that. Basically, I knew nothing about makeup brushes, didn't know where to buy them, what to use them for, or really anything. So that's why I feel like this video will be really beneficial for a lot of you guys, because makeup brushes are key. Like, they're so necessary. When you think about it, makeup brushes are like your tools. Like, they're the tools that you need to use in order to make your makeup look good. And if you don't have the right tools or aren't using them the right way, then your makeup's not gonna look as good as it possibly can. I truly believe you can use only drugstore makeup and have your makeup look absolutely flawless if you use the right techniques and use good makeup brushes. And that is why I believe that everybody needs to invest in makeup brushes. Hands down. So I think I'm just gonna go through and mention which brushes are my favorite for what I use them for and whatnot, and just kind of walk through. In the description box below, I will list all of the brushes that I mention with the name of it and what I use it for. And maybe I'll even like toss in a link to each brush too, just so it's really simple for you guys to use if you want to buy any of these brushes. Every brush that I'm going to mention is a brush that I truly love and that I use and that I would repurchase. They're really affordable. You can buy them at really low prices, and they're great quality brushes for the price that you're getting. Like, I truly believe that they're the best brushes you can get for this price. Like, they're so cheap and I love them and I stand by them. I personally do not have a Morphe code because Morphe doesn't know who the hell I am, but a lot of YouTubers do have Morphe codes. Like Jaclyn Hill has one, Manny MUA, literally a million people. So maybe I'll write down one of their codes below if you want to use it, because they make commission off of it, but you also get 20% off your purchase. So why not? I don't know. Or maybe it's 10%. Either way, it's something. So let's just dive in. I think I'm gonna go in the order that I do my makeup. Let's just start. There's a lot. All right, so the first thing that I use a brush for would be my foundation. That being said though, I don't love using brushes for my foundation. I used to, and sometimes I still do, but almost all the time I use a beauty sponge to put on my foundation, like you've seen in my previous videos. And that sponge I actually do get from Morphe, so I thought I would just include that because it is a makeup tool that I use every single day, that I will use 9 out of 10 times over a brush. And I use this sponge right here. It's a little dirty, sorry. But I'll link this one below, and I also have used another one from Morphe that I think I like slightly better, but I do love this one. They just have different shapes. So I will link both of those below. If you want to buy them, I love them. I use them every single day for my foundation, my concealer, setting powder, blending in liquid highlighter. Like, literally, this is the most universal tool ever. I need this in my life. I recommend it. However, on the days that I am feeling like I want to use a brush to put on my foundation, I will always, every single time, use this brush, and this is the Morphe M439 brush. It is a round top kabuki brush, I suppose, and it's really dense, so it really spreads out the product nice and even. Me personally, I feel like foundation brushes always end up a little bit streaky. Like, it never gets into my skin the way I want it to. So when I do put on my foundation with a brush, I'll go in, I'll buff it all out, and then after I have a nice even layer, I'll just go in with my sponge and even everything out and push it into my skin, and then it looks flawless. And on days that I want full coverage or that I need my makeup to last a really long time, I like to do this because it kind of doubles it up and really pushes it into the skin. Same thing for concealer as foundation. I almost always put on my concealer using my sponge, or on days where I just want to do it really quick or just feel like doing a little different, I always use this brush. This is the Morphe E8 brush. It's basically like a really mini itty bitty version of the foundation brush. It's a round top again. I really like this brush. My no makeup days that I want to still put concealer on under my eyes, I really like using this brush. I'll just toss some concealer on, go in, just like blend it out, push it in, do little circles, and it works out really great, blends everything really easy. I also like to use this to put concealer on my eyelids before eyeshadow and to set my eyelids after I put concealer on them. Another side note is whenever I need to like cover up any breakouts that I have, I don't like blending in the concealer with a sponge because the sponge is wet. Like I damp my sponge before I go in and use it. So when you put it on the breakout, it almost like takes the product off a little bit more, because when you use a sponge to apply your makeup, it tends to shear it out a little bit, not in a bad way, but it makes it less cakey. So it kind of takes off the product a little bit more, and plus it makes it look wet, which can kind of like reflect your breakout almost. If I'm spot treating breakouts, I always use this. I'll put a little bit of concealer on where my acne is, and then I'll just like dot it around, and it works amazingly. All right, now for setting my under eyes. I love this brush for setting my under eyes so much. This is the Morphe E49 brush, and I love it. It's kind of like flat, but it's still really poofy, and it just gets like up under my eyes so well, and it's like perfect for setting like in my nose right there, on my cheekbone, underneath my eyes. I hit my forehead, get all over my nose and my chin. Like it's big enough, but it's small enough to get everywhere I want it to. I love this brush a lot. So recently I super got into setting my whole face with powder, which I normally never used to do because I thought it just made me look really cakey and really like powdery. But this brush changed the game for me, and now I love doing it, and I set my face all the time because I love this brush so much, and it's this monster of a brush right here. But it's so like soft and satisfying to use. Like I just love it so much. And this is the Morphe E41 brush. I got this brush in the Jaclyn Hill Morphe brush collection, and it's a brush that I never would have bought on my own, but now that I have it, I'm like, what did I do without you, you know? So I use this to set my whole face because it's so big that it just lays a nice light layer all over your face. And I also really love to take like my powder foundation or some bronzer and put it on this brush to get it down my neck because it's big enough that it just does it so quick and helps just blend everything out. Now going on to bronzer. I have two favorite bronzer brushes because they're different in my opinion and they do different things. So I'll let you know what I use each of them for, and then you can choose which one you would prefer for whatever you want to use as a bronzer brush. This first one right here, the number is literally completely wiped off because I use it so much. But this is the Morphe R7, so this is from the Rose Gold collection, as you can see by this handle right here. This one's a lot fluffier and it's not as dense as the next one I'm gonna show you. So this one I really love to do on days I just need to bronze up super quickly, like I'm just getting ready in a hurry. I'll dip this in bronzer and I'll just kind of go ham on my face a little bit just to warm up my skin and just kind of put it everywhere. No camera! Alright, well before my camera was gonna overheat and turn off, like I was saying, places a thin layer of product to get it done quick and blends out really easy and fast. Like using this one down my neck for bronzer, and if I ever need to like bronze up my chest or my shoulders at all. On the other hand, this is the Morphe R2 brush, and this one is a lot more dense and has a lot more structure to it, but it still kind of comes to that little like domed point right there, which like this one does too, but it's just much more like fluffy and laid out. This one is just like dense and together a lot more. So this one I really like doing when I want to control my bronzer a little bit more and not just slap it on all over my face. Like dipping in my bronzer, and then I use it even like a little bit. You can like look at that. You can just get right in there to kind of like hit it with a contour and then like really circle it out and blend it out. It's a nice in between of like, you can fluff it all up to like give you a overall bronze, but you can also like really control it to like get it and place it where you want it. For contour, honestly, I haven't been contouring my face that much lately. I don't like doing it in the summer that much. I'd rather just kind of like do something quick and go with it. But I use this brush for both my cream bronzer, which I really like, and for contour. It's a little bit smaller, which I like, and this is the Morphe M437 right there. But I like it because I just use like this edge right here. I'll tap it into my powder like that and just lay it on that edge, and I'll take that edge and lay it just right there where I want it and just like really focus it, and then I just turn it like this and use it to like blend it out. So I just really feel like you can just like do what you gotta do, you know? For blush, I recently got into this brush and I love it. So this is my favorite blush brush. This is the Morphe M441. It's almost like the same size and shape as this one, but it's just a little bit longer. They're really similar. But I like this one because it's not super dense. It has a lot of movement to it. And it's small, so you can really target your blush where you want it. It's just like nice and cute. You can just get right in there where you want it, and I love it. I used to use this brush for my blush, which I did really like. I just felt like this just like slapped it on my face and it was there, but like this, I have much more like control over it. And if anyone is wondering, this is the Morphe E4, which I still really do like, but I love this one way more for doing my blush. All right, highlighter. That was disgusting. Where to go, huh? No, for real, where to go? Aha, I found it. This is currently my favorite highlighting brush. This is the Morphe 510 right here. I feel like everybody and their mother uses this for highlighting and for good reason. I used to always use the Morphe M501, Morphe 510, 501, they're very similar. This one is more dense, I would say. So this one packs on a lot more product. It makes it more like opaque right away, where this one is kind of like fluffs it everywhere, gets it on quick. Moving on. Now we're gonna move on to eyeshadow brushes, but I'll give a little disclaimer here. From the appearance of the eyeshadow brushes that I'm about to show you, I guarantee they're all gonna look the exact same, but they do different things. They have different shapes, different densities that really make a difference when you're applying your eyeshadow. So don't focus on what they look like and focus on what I'm explaining it as, so that way you can see which ones you would like to use for whatever reason you are looking for an eyeshadow brush. But they all, I guarantee you, look almost the exact same. But they do different things, okay? Laugh at me. This one I love, and I didn't think I was gonna love it that much, but this is the Morphe M504 brush. So it's pretty big for a blending brush, like for an eyeshadow brush. Like that's like look how big that is. That's massive. But what I love to use this for is when I just wanna like literally slap on some eyeshadow. It's like I just want like a quick wash of color or something. I'll always go in with this brush because it's so big and so easy. Like literally I'm like, done. Also, side note, I just filmed this eyeshadow look and I'll be putting it up on my channel. I don't know if it's gonna come up before this brush's video or after. I don't know, I guess we'll find out. But I used this brush when I did this eyeshadow look. It comes to this point so you can like really stick it in your crease, but it's just so big and fluffy that like it covers everything and you just really quick, nice and easy, in and out. Name that movie, Sausage Party. Okay, I need to collect my thoughts. This is the brush I use when I need to put on my transition color, but I don't want it to get everywhere. So this will really focus my transition color. It's like fluffy enough where it just like lightly gives a nice layer of whatever color you want to put in your crease, spreads it out and blends it out because it's so fluffy, but it's not as big as the last one, so it won't just fluff it everywhere. Like you have a little bit more control and more focus of where you want the product to go. I start almost every makeup look with this one. Okay, so like I said, these brushes are gonna look very similar because I guarantee this brush I'm about to show you, you're gonna think it looks just like the last one, which is fine because they're different, I promise. So this is the one I just showed you before, the Morphe 441, and this is the Morphe 433. Okay, so as you can see, this one right here is more fluffy and has a more round top. One is more just like straight and flat. Like, let's see if we can do it this way. Okay, this one, if you can see, it's blurry, I know, but this one is like fluffs up to like a round circle, and this one is more like flat and tight and more narrow. So for the Morphe 433, what I do is after I've gone in with this one and I have my initial color all laid out where I want it to, I go in with this one to really define my crease. And I take this one with like a little bit of the darker color than my transition one to really like hit that inner pocket right there and really just carve that out. Since it's more flat, you can make a flat line and really like create your crease the way you want it to and shape it. I also really like this brush to pack on the dark colors on my outer crease right there like that, and then I'll turn it like this and then use that to like blend it like that so it won't be really streaky or choppy. I love this brush. If I need any two brushes to do any makeup look, I need these two. Like I said, these numbers are confusing. That's why I'm gonna link everything down below in the order that I mentioned them. I'll use the name and then I'll do a little description of what I use it for and the link, I promise. This next brush, I love this brush so much because I actually kind of use it for a couple different things. This is the Morphe E18 brush right here, and it's just kind of like a bigger, fatter pencil brush. I also use this brush to pack on some dark colors on that outer corner. When I'm going really intense and I really want that outer corner to be dark, I'll go in with this one over the last one because I can like pack it on, pack, and then I'll go in with the fluffy one and blend out that dark color. Then also what I'll use this for is to put color on my lower lash line, which is mainly what I use pencil brushes for anyway. So I'll go in and I'll put some colors underneath my lower lash line to add some definition. And on days when I can't find my normal brushes and I'm just in a rush, I'll also use this to highlight my inner corner and highlight my brow bone real quick. On a day where I'm just going, this first brush, I will flush color all up in my lid. I'll fluff that everywhere, then I'll take this and just pack on some darker color out here to add some dimension, sweep it under my lower lash line, dip into a shimmery shade, pack, done. I'm running out the door. All right, and I'll just give this one an honorable mention, why not? This is the exact same brush as the Morphe E18, it's just a little itty bitty one, and this is the Morphe E36. So here's the E18 and the E36. So this one can just fluff out a lot more colors quicker. This one's just a little bit more tight and compact. This brush right here is the Morphe R42, and this is just a flat shader brush. It is synthetic, and I use this to pack on any shimmery shades that I'm gonna put on my lid, which it works perfect for. That's the only thing I use it for. I'll go ahead, dip into any shimmery shade, almost always spray it with some setting spray, and then just, yeah. Here is the Morphe M432, and it is just a flat definer brush, and I will take this after I buff just a general color on my lower lash line. I will take this with a darker shade and just really define my lower lash line like that. But I don't put it on my waterline, I just do it like right underneath to like really define the shape of my eye, and I love it. This brush is so small and so cute. This is the brush that I highlight my inner corners with, my brow bone with. I'll highlight down the center of my nose with it and the little tip of my nose and my cupid's bow. This is just a nice, really small detailed brush, and I love it. M213. And the reason why I think that it's not pointless is because it was a freaking $1.99. Like, I'm already ordering 10 makeup brushes. Why not toss this in my cart too? It's a $1.99. But yeah, I like it just to do like little detail highlighting work. It works great for me. Holy crap, I did it! But yeah, I know this is a little confusing and a lot of information, but please let me know if you guys have any questions. Comment below if you have questions. I really love watching favorite brush videos because everyone has different brushes. I never even knew where to begin. Like, I didn't buy brushes until I sat down and watched like 5 YouTubers like favorite brush video, and I was like, okay, I need this one. I'll pass on this one, but I'm gonna try this one right now because it's crazy out there. You know what I mean? There's a lot of options, and you don't need all of these. By any means, you don't need all of these. Just pick up some of them. Pick up a couple of what you want to try out. I would rather spend money on brushes than spend $40 on a foundation because my $8 foundation from Maybelline is incredible. You know what I mean? You can make $2 makeup look amazing, $3 makeup, like whatever. I trust the brand Morphe. I know that I'm paying a really low price for great quality products. Morphe is just... I am just rambling like a mess now. So I'm just gonna end it here, you guys. That is it for today's video. So we'll see you guys soon, but until then, have a great next couple of your days, and I love you, and I'll see you soon. Bye, I hope you spend a lot of money on brushes like I do. Okay, I need to go, I'm losing my mind. Bye.